Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place!
Things are like weird, but also I feel like living in LA, it's like everyone knows how weird it is, but also nobody really. Like, I just feel like, I don't know, maybe you have family in Florida or whatever that are like, listen, I don't think this is real or whatever. But in LA, everyone believes in it, but then they still go to brunch. You know, to me, it's like an interesting.
Yeah, most of my family. I mean, my grandpa is old as shit. So can I curse? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Yeah,
definitely.
you say whatever you want.
This podcast is called Fuck This Place. So, yeah.
Oh, of course. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, no, he's old, so he's being careful in Miami, man. I think everybody in Miami is trying to kill him. Shit. So he's staying inside, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, I guess maybe I should intro the podcast. Welcome to Fuck This Place. Speaking of fuck, the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and with us today, a guest, fantastic comic. He's the host of the Hypothetical Debate Show, all episodes streaming on YouTube. He has his stand-up album, Sean Grant, first of his name, available everywhere, so definitely check that out. Just pound for pound, one of the best comics in LA. Such a hilarious dude. Give it up for Sean Grant. What's up, dude?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh, man, I appreciate it. I'm great, man. Thanks for having me, Chase. Thanks for having me, Nick.
Yeah, dude. I remember we did one of Dave's shows, Dave Williamson's shows, the flights. We were on flights together.
Yeah.
And I remember you just fucking murdered. I think you were working out something for TruTV, I think.
Yeah.
I think you were working on that bit, and it was so good.
Thank you, Nick. And it's funny because that bit was actually about my first job. So yeah.
Okay.
No way. Right.
Nice. So we'll get to hear the backstory of that bit.
Well, Sean, I should probably get us to our first segment, which is a segment we like to call "Fuck This Place?" ?
Sure.
We say "fuck" more than once. This segment is where we look at Craigslist jobs and we would decide if we would work there or not. So we actually looked up some Craigslist posts from Miami, live, coming to you direct from Miami. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read 3 Craigslist job titles.
Chase, can I just jump in real quick? I just have a quick question, Sean.
So go ahead.
We were like, we were researching the Craigslist, and just Miami is. My God, Miami's Craigslist is just, they are about sex and booties, and it's just like a lot of booty posts for Miami, man.
Man, yeah, it's pretty sickening.
Growing up, was booty just a big topic of conversation? Like a lot. Like,
oh yeah, for sure, man. I grew up on Uncle Luke and Trick Daddy. All the music was about like shaking butt, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty female disrespectful, man. So I'm glad to be reformed from that.
Yeah, it was just funny because like we want posts, but. And I found like some hilarious ones, but they're like, these are all geared towards women. We can't decide about these. We're 3 dudes talking about it. It was like, it's just a sea of big booty posts.
Man,
my booty is super average.
I can't.
Okay, so with that preface, we have dodged booty posts like in the Matrix when he's just like getting all those bullets going by him, just like booty post. But in this case, we have tried for a legitimate situation. So I'm going to read the title to 3. You pick the one you don't want to look at, and we will look at the other 2 and decide if we want to work there. So non-booty post number 1 is install plastic under house. Post title number 2 is fishing mate. Private sport fishing boat. And then the last post is need laborer. So which one do you not want to click on? The laborer, fishing mate, or install plastic?
Well, I hate fishing, so I guess we could maybe cut that one out.
I'm not
Are they
fan.
asking you to fish? What was that again? Like fishing?
It's fishing mate, private sport fishing boat. I would imagine there's some fishing involved. Yeah.
Oh, so you're just with somebody. They just need a friend to
we
fish
can't
with.
know until you say yes and click on it.
Damn, that's it. Yeah, I can't swim and I can't fish, so I definitely.
So let's get that one out of there then. Yeah.
I also hate fishing, and more importantly, I hate hearing people talk about fishing. So
I always think I like fishing, and then I'll go and be like, why the fuck am I here?
All right.
It's so goddamn boring.
Because you like hanging out, Nick.
I do like hanging out.
So
Right.
You think that's what it's going to be. So let's take a look at job number 1. which is install plastic under house is the title. Not a lot of text to this post and 0 pictures. Very basic. It says, need someone not too big, need to go under house, the crawl space. Sorry, that's in parentheses, and lay plastic down. It says, it's dark and damp. And then to round it out, it says, not fun.
Oh, man.
And then after that, it says like a bunch of enters, maybe 4 or 5 enters. And then it just says spike.
Right.
That's the post.
It's written like one of those old timey messages where it's like, need someone, stop, not too big, stop, need to go under house,
like
stop. Cross. Yeah. It's
very dictated. Oh,
yeah. This feels very much like it's written by a goblin. I don't know, like someone like I don't even
a goblin named Spike.
Yeah, well, see, I can't tell if the guy's name is Spike or if he's telling you there's going to be a spike down there with the rest of the way that this is written. I don't know if it's his name or a warning, but I definitely feel as though like sometimes you want to avoid making fun of the way these are written because it might be like English second language or whatever. I have no doubt that the way this person talks, this English is not their second language. They just haven't gotten their first language down yet.
Right. Because the crawl space is very, very advanced.
Yeah, exactly. To like know what that means in English. It's like, no, this person speaks English. He's just fucking weird.
Right. Yeah, doesn't like capital letters at all, except for Spike.
Yeah.
Loves commas also. Has not ever ended a sentence in his life.
Right. Oh my! What does that mean? Why would someone lay plastic down? Do you think?
Okay, here's what I think. That if this person's real and if they're not, if they don't live in the crawl space, like if they haven't crawled out of the crawl space, stolen a laptop, written this post, and are trying to do some construction on their own home, what I think is this is they don't have basements in Florida, right? Because it's just too wet, whatever. So my guess is there's just like dirt under the house, and they just want to lay plastic down because they don't want the water to get in the dirt. Again, I don't understand why, but I get that on principle,
plants will grow.
You're just like, I'm afraid,
Yeah. Some mythical tree grows in the middle of their house. They didn't lay plastic down.
Okay, that makes a little more sense. Or maybe the foundation. Okay, yeah.
And it's also just like,
it doesn't make sense when you think about it for too long, but for me,
I'm good with the tree. I'll stick with the tree.
I don't know anything about houses, but I know enough to keep thinking about this to be like, okay, you lay the plastic down. It's like, okay, fine. But you're just covering the plastic for that one area, and it's like, why would you want water to collect there? Right, the plastic is going to hold. That's why I say if you think about it longer, you're like, this seems dumb. But maybe again, the defense is up. Is trees, plants, gremlins, goblins.
My best friend, he for a few years lived in a house that was slightly lifted off the ground, and it was and one time there was a dead rat under there and the smell was coming through, so his wife made us go under the house to get it, and I mean there was only shards of plastic that we found, but there was no entire, it was mostly bags of Doritos, and then we eventually found the rat, but it was that's the only thing I guess I could think of where I guess you'd have this, you would lay down a whole thing, but I also just feel how are you going to get, I don't know. Maybe I don't even have an end to that question. I'm really confused by the post. I will say that.
I think what is curious to me is he says need someone not too big, which to me says that Spike or Spike's overlord has posted this before, and a person who's big showed up. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, buddy, I'm sorry, you're too big, and he was like, I'd like to do this. And it's like, I'm sorry.
Oh man.
Or Spike is too big to get in there.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah. Oh yeah. That maybe Spike is too big. I feel I don't feel like I've ever seen a big guy named Spike though, right? Is that like,
That's
I feel
point.
like,
oh yeah, Spike Lee's pretty little.
Yeah, like little. So I feel like Spike needs backup, but he just doesn't need somebody too big,
That's a good point. That's actually a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Spike is obviously willing to get their horns dirty or whatever they have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, I'm gonna say no. I don't want to do this. Like I said, I've done something crawling under the house with my best friend, but like I know him,
Right.
like I don't want to go into the crawl space with Spike and then have him give me weird general directions that don't make sense. Like, oh, look down, back, reach, like, just like I can't somehow end up dead down there. No, thank you.
Yeah.
And he just puts up another post of like, need someone not too big, even smaller this time.
Yeah.
To go under house and retrieve body. I think you're right. Spike is a smaller man, and I am going to say fuck this place. Again, I'm going to hinge on your statement there, Nick, in the sense that like, you go under your a house for like a friend, and it's not because you want to, and it's barely because you like them,
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's really, it's a big favor. It's a big move to go under someone's.
Yeah.
Place.
I did it, but I was best friends with that guy for 22 years before it happened.
Sure.
It was like, okay, fine, we'll go under the house.
For sure. Yeah.
So I'm not going to be Spike's best friend.
Yeah.
No,
I'm out too, man. I do have a big butt for a man. And so I guess I'd be too big. And anything that says not fun for sure. He's making sure you know. That's it's probably way worse than that, because most jobs wouldn't tell you not fun. But
everybody knows as a rule, jobs aren't fun, right?
Yeah.
But this guy means like you're
real
gonna
not
lose
fun.
a limb.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, speaking of other labor jobs, post number 2 is need laborer, and there is there are 2 pictures, and the first picture is of what looks like a very sad man. Standing on a sloped roof.
Does it look like his t-shirt is longer than his shorts?
His t-shirts are long. Both are very long. He's definitely got some real dad length shirt and dad length shorts. He's holding what I would, honestly, it looks to me like a big metal detector, but I know it's not what it is. But it's shaped like that. It's like a thing that's probably maybe buffing a roof.
Yeah, I can. It's like he tried to invent his own kind of Roomba. Like it's just like it's like
he's holding an industrial Roomba.
Yeah.
And he's like a white dude with like a sort of brown baseball hat. The roof looks sort of half wet, I would say.
Right.
Yeah. And again, he's looking down, at his gig, but. Boy, there's something about him that seems real forlorn, like a real Charlie Brown shape.
Yeah. His posture indicates that he's in this position no matter where he is.
Right.
Yes.
Like they might have photoshopped him into this picture, and this was just a picture of him like at his wife's cousin's house or whatever for a party.
Wherever he is, he's always standing on a slope or sitting on a bar stool.
That's what I was gonna say. Like he's got incredible balance because he's got like tiny feet and they're really close together. But he's not like teetering. I guess the thing might be helping him keep balance.
Maybe, but it also looks heavy though. It looks like it would pull. I feel like that would pull me off the roof.
Right.
Like it's
Yes, I should say. Yeah, we should say he's facing down. If you're not seeing this visually, which if you want to find us on YouTube, you just search FCK this place. But he's facing the downslope of the roof, which makes him even more in this sort of candy cane J shape. Of the body. But it is obviously in Florida. Like this looks real so far, Let's take a look at picture number 2. Picture number 2, honestly, could be that same person. Could be a different guy.
I don't think so. He's got a different, they just have matching outfits.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, not even matching, just matching size of
outfits.
Yeah. So this guy is standing on like a driveway, and he's using what to me looks like a power washer, or like an extended hose thing. And he's wearing again like a sort of khaki hat, white dude with again a dad sized shirt and a dad sized shorts.
He's got they're both dressed like they are shrinking in their outfits, and then they like both like they both are wearing that. They're both wearing the hat from the Sandlot that the kid that Smalls wears. It's just a
got
generic
like a bend to the bill.
Yeah, real bend, generic tan hat.
Generic tan hat. This might be a uniform, but they do look very similar, both of them, in the way that. So it could be that this is a company shirt or something that they're wearing. We can't.
They make you have in a big size. They probably bought all extra larges.
Yeah. Oh, tale as old as time. We bought a bunch of extra larges in 2005, and we have not reordered anything. People die in this, and we just pass it off like the Santa Claus.
Like the Santa Claus.
Yeah. So they're. So anyway, it's like a Florida neighborhood, nothing alarming there. So I mean, this looks like a real job with real people. That's with sad people, but real people.
Right.
And then the text begins. It says, "Hello, don't like the hello. Looking for a laborer for $75 a day, ... Looking for someone to start this morning to start working." Wow. They're ready to go. Some of the type of work we do: pressure cleaning roofs, cleaning walls, pressure cleaning driveway and pool decks, and other home improvement like painting. Okay. Then there's company rules, and there's like 9 of these. So either I don't know if that's good or bad yet. Number 1, please no profanity / cursing on the job or inappropriate language. I mean, I get it. Number 2, be honest and truthful. Starting to sound like a Boy Scout oath.
Right.
Number 3, not a fan of this one. No music.
Damn.
Wow. You start to understand those pictures, the faces in those pictures a little bit.
You start to understand the posture of everybody. They're just listening to like
it's just
cicadas.
Like this man hasn't heard a song in years.
He doesn't even know that like Aerosmith came out with that that
Don't Want to Miss a Thing
from Armageddon. So then number 4, and this to me really drives the knife in. No phone use while working. So we can talk about the ins and outs in a second. Number 5, no drugs or smoking. Okay. Number 6, only looking for hard workers. Number 7, must be on time. Number 8, criminal history check / background. And then number 9, you'll be expected to work by yourself without any assistance or help, which I will say those photos did a marvelous job of showing.
Yes.
The loneliest man.
Yeah. Those photos really painted a I Am Legend kind of scenario for like cleaning these roofs. Last man on earth.
Last man on earth, power washing. Like
he's still really cleaning his roof. I think it's
the last. Last sentence is, please email work history, resume, age, contact name, phone number, what type of transportation you have, the city you live in. And that's the post. And again, it's $75 a day.
I think like what's weird to me is that most of these rules that's any job. Any job's not going to want you on your phone while you're working, or they're going to do a criminal background check. That's all above board. But what's crazy is I feel like they're slipping in these jabs of no music. Like, like it's just these little bits of like, it's like, oh, please be on time. Also, you're not allowed to contact your family. It's like, whoa, what'd you say? There's like a weird, a little slip in it that like makes it scary.
Yeah. And the fact that it's 9, because if it were 10, then I'd really think it was a cult. Because they could have stretched it to 10, because they could have worked no drugs and no smoking, made those 2 different commandments.
That's right. They could have made it an even number.
Rounded out at 10, But now 9 is,
the 9 commandments of the baggy shirt cult.
Right.
Exactly. I will say that, again, to me, the real shitter here is no music. Like, I get you don't want me to play music out loud, but then the fact that the no phone use to me says like that they're gonna combine those 2 and ban headphones.
Okay. That makes sense.
Like you're not even going to be allowed to just listen to your favorite pod, fuck this place, while you're power washing this rich person's roof.
Right.
The saddest man.
Okay, I want no part of this one. And again, we don't have to choose. We can just say no to both of them, but I would rather go under that house with the plastic than this, because this doesn't even like, here's the thing is you might fall off a roof here. Like they don't even talk about like, you know, there's also the thing
a day.
Yeah. There's also this thing where it's like, yeah, oh, you could also break your fucking back doing the most boring job ever, you know, like the worst job.
Yeah. So, and they didn't say how many hours, you know,
they sure didn't.
A day.
And again, 75 a day, you know, I don't know minimum wage in Florida, but like 75 a day, if it meets it like, you know, depending on the hours you're working, I would just want to walk away from this with like 100.
I mean, I consider it just because I own shirts that big. I used to dress like that. That's 2005 swag right there, man. When boys and all that.
Yeah, I'll say the cover of a Juvenile album.
Right. That long ass.
Get some Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
I think I got the uniform down pretty much.
So you could really start without ever even starting. You just show up and grab the thing from the guy. You're like, look, we're all doing this alone. Can you beat it?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Collect 75 at the end of the day. They'd never know the guy subbed out as long as you have a kind of permanent frown.
Yeah.
They'd never know who was who, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm gonna say fuck this place. I would not rather. There's something I do enjoy I could break my neck, but I do enjoy the freedom of escape of a roof compared to a crawl space. And these people seem like they do this regularly. You know, that other guy, something bad happened to him. You know? These people, this is run of the mill for them. So if I had to pick, I'd go with this one. But in general, fuck all these places. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
It's fine. It's the number is 470-BAD-JOBS. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that. Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird like temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
You want to pull out your phone and just say, you know what, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470-BAD-JOBS.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here.
So, Sean, what's the first job you ever had?
My first job, I worked as an usher at Movie Co. Paradise 24.
Nice.
Miami. Well, it's I said Miami, but it's like just maybe Broward line, like right there. As soon as you go up 75, but it's Miami, man. Everybody,
sure.
That area is pretty much same area.
What is that line? You know, I'm not from Miami. What's that line really demarcate? Like, what if you're on the other side of that line? What does that mean?
I guess you're
you
Broward.
Can't say you're from Miami.
Yeah, Broward and Dade are the two counties.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the county line.
It's literally just past the county line up 75. So yeah, a movie and I don't know if you guys are gonna ask me all the my minimum.
We're gonna ask you everything.
Oh, okay.
Talk about all of it. Yeah.
Whatever you want, but
I won't get ahead of you then.
No, Dish.
Oh yeah. So they hired us at $5.25 an hour. Our job was just to sweep up popcorn after the movies. Must have been like 14, about to turn 15. And yeah, like I remember Spider-Man was out, the first Spider-Man. That was like the big movie. The Notebook was in that time frame because I remember sneaking to see that. Troy, I think, was in that time frame too.
Oh yeah. Those are good. Those are some good movies in there.
You said you snuck in to see.
I snuck in between breaks and stuff. I mean, not snuck in. You're allowed to, I guess, if nobody's in the theater.
That's what I was wondering.
You just kind of chill, but I would sneak the homies in for anybody who I knew from high school or from the neighborhood. I'd just open the back door or something, or just walking past the box office.
Yeah,
I'm a giver, man.
Yeah. No, that's how you do it. You walk them in like they're the president. You just like put them on their back, escort them through real fast. Yeah, right, sir. Pirates of the Caribbean, right here, sir.
Fingers, like, here we go.
Oh, dude, my crew had the hookup because I had a homie that worked at McDonald's. So like every time we, he packed a bag with extra apple pies and stuff, man. Mm-hmm. So if everybody had a cool job that you could steal from.
Yeah.
It was all hooked up.
You guys all like, it was like Goodfellas. You guys we owned this town.
Right, pretty much. Got the movie
at entry level. Exactly. I was thinking you're just like the Good Times Avengers,
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody just like comes together with their individual gift.
Straight up.
That's awesome.
But like one person just works for a janitorial service. It's like, I probably
sucks. He just cleans up after us.
How did you get the movie theater job? Did you apply or somebody?
We applied and it was like a mass interview. Like we were all sitting around a conference table and he said I nailed it on the question about what animal we would be.
Okay.
Yeah, right. He said you nailed it, man. And I said like an eagle. I don't remember what I said. But he really liked that answer, and because it reflected something. I don't know.
You're like an eagle, because eagles are super good at watching movies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Was he looking for someone just noble to sweep up popcorn, or like?
I don't know what his deal was. Like he must have known. Like people didn't give a shit about that. But you know what? Some people got hired at better positions because if you were in concessions. I think you made a little more money. You might have made like $5.50.
Yeah.
And you had to be a lot smarter. So he must have known I was pretty dumb. Like, let me make sure I keep this.
This guy's smart.
Yeah,
but he's only like eagle smart,
Yeah,
like zebra smart.
Yeah. He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna put the eagle next to the guy that said wallaby." They're gonna
Exactly, man. Oh shit,
man, that's weird. That's such a weird. I mean, it like I understand that a lot now as an adult. I understand that those interview questions are really just about making the people that have arrived talk. Right? Like it's not even about the question. It's just about like, I just want to hear you talk for a minute. And it's going to be weird if I make you talk about job stuff because you don't know anything. Like you haven't had a job before.
That's a good
so you got to talk about something.
Because usually when people talk for a while, they reveal something. Maybe I would have talked and been like, I steal or like I have a violence issue. Like I'm a bear because I like to rip people's heads off. Like, bear.
Yeah, back of house for this guy. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Bears don't typically clock in on time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird bullshit question for such a like I can't imagine a single job interviewer that would actually be maybe like camp counselor, you know what I mean? Because like you're gonna ask kids this.
Yeah, maybe if you're gonna be in the Animorphs, you're gonna be
zookeeper.
Yeah, they're gonna turn you into an animal. Maybe that's the only time.
Yeah.
Why did you get the job? Did you just want your own money? Did your parents make you do it, or like?
Yeah, I had to get my own money. My parents weren't really buying me any clothes, like cool clothes. If I let my dad go shopping for me, buy me some tight jeans were not cool back then, like the Levi Strauss jeans.
Yeah.
I had to get my baggy clothes, man, my Saucony's and my Reebok classics and stuff. So and I also I had a car which I bought. Well, my grandma bought it for me. 1992 Honda Accord with the fit in the back.
Oh man!
But I had to pay for the gas and all that type of stuff. So and insurance or whatever.
How did that Accord run?
It was it ran good. It ran really well, but the tires would bust like every week. And then me and my homie Zach Michaelishek, we were like a pit crew. Like after the fifth time it happened, every time a tire would bust, I don't know if it was the shocks, it would always happen. We would just get out, zoom, 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 and we'd have the tire on, and we were going. But it taught me a lot about cars. I knew how to change the oil on it. It was very simple. Everything was simple in the car, easy to reach.
Yeah, you and Zach had your time down. You're like, man, 4 seconds that time. Look at
that. Pretty much, man. Exactly, dude.
It's like me and Daytona Zach.
Yeah, man, we were on it, man. But yeah, it was, I just needed money for all that stuff, and it just felt good to have your own money. I think I've had a job, for my entire high school and college time. Like I just couldn't not have a job or something.
Yeah. How long were you at the theater for?
It might have just been the summer. It might have just been that maybe a couple months into the school year. But then it was just too it might have been too much, or my grades started slipping or something. But for sure, like when the summer would come around, I started working at Publix. That was my next job that I had that from, which is like Ralph's, I guess, but way better.
Yeah.
Don't like anybody, if you've been to
Publix is nice.
Oh, okay. You've been to, okay. So, like the chicken
I'm from North Carolina.
situation.
So yeah.
Oh, what's up, bro. Yeah, Chase. Okay. Yeah. So the chicken tenders, bro, and the food, the deli is on point at Publix, and that's why but I don't want to get into that one because we're talking about the first job. But yeah, so I just had that maybe that summer when I was 15, transition of 14 to 15, and like early in high school. But yeah, man.
What about the people that worked there? Did you know them? Did they go to your school, or was it like a mishmash of people?
No, yeah, it was a mishmash. Like I didn't really. I made good friends with one kid. He had just moved from Gainesville down there, and he actually he fought somebody who was trying to sneak into a theater. Like the boss made us kind of guard Spider-Man because it was like such a big ticket one that people would try to push past, or without tickets they'd come from a different theater. I don't know how they would. So we kind of like stood and checked tickets, and somebody like just straight rushed him, and they got in a fight, and I didn't help. So my boss kind of wanted to write me up for cowardice.
He's like, you said you were an eagle.
Eagles fight. Eagles fight for Spider-Man.
So what happened? So this guy just tries to bum rush your friend, and it's right in front of you. Like you saw the whole thing.
Yeah, he bum rushed Cortez, and Cortez just started like, he pushed it, like he like tackled him, like shoulder, boom, and then he goes, they just started fighting. And I'm just looking at it like, ooh. If World Star was around back then, I would have pulled out my phone and started.
Yeah, before there was, this is a really important distinction to make for those who didn't live in this era. Before there was World Star, someone just stood around and yelled, ooh.
Ooh, damn. Oh, shit. And you try to remember it so you can describe the asshole later.
Just trying to mental pictures.
Right. Yeah. So you can tell the story over and over again. Now you don't need to even do any of that. Just
so who triumphed? What was he able to rebuff the guy? Or did the guy slip through and like hide in the people, or what?
Oh no, yeah, he got him. Yeah, but it was a good fight. The dude left him like pretty bloodied up.
Wow. And
yeah, it was
for Spider-Man.
Right, and the dude's homies got in because I guess he had like a couple other guys with him, but he dragged that guy out, the one that pushed him and started the initial melee. The boss was like, commending him, good job, Cortez, and this, and just kind of looked at me like, you ain't shit.
Yeah, but hold on a second. Let's talk about real benefits. Did anything actually happen to Cortez? Was he promoted? Was he given even a fucking gift card for tackling someone? Yeah, nothing happened to Cortez.
Absolutely
Other
not.
than
there was no reward.
You got to say you
just
want to
pride.
fight. Yeah.
So then what happened to Cortez out? Was it like, oh, good job, now get back to standing in line in case you got to get in a fight again?
No, I think he might have had the rest of the day off to take care of his nose.
Oh man, that sounds like a real banger, like a real barn burner of a fight.
Yeah, I wasn't with it, man. I wasn't on high on the team, on the totem pole. Yeah. So.
No, dude, and who am I risking this for? You know what I mean? Like, for the Spider-Man movie, like they
Toby, man,
fine.
Right,
Toby.
Toby got to get his, man.
Yeah, Kevin McGuire. I'm just doing this for him and for Kirsten Dunst. manager again, like nothing changes. You let that guy through, but I guess but I do think I understand to some degree. Cortez, like if this happens, we could have mass chaos. Like this could be the beginning of the dam breaking.
Yeah,
So I understand how there's a personal motivation to some degree, but again, like
it's like,
oh, he slipped past me.
It's like after the fight, they like added that fight to the movie, like as a scene in Spider-Man for heroics.
Low key, it was like pretty. It was maybe better than the Green Goblin fight. Or
Yeah. It is good because I believe there's like in a lot of Spider-Man movies, they always talk about like Spider-Man, like making you the hero. Like you're brave because you see him being brave, and that's kind of what Cortez did there. Like he was like, Spider-Man's brave, so now I gotta be brave. And then and so you're just like, but you were like, no, fuck all that. I'm not getting I'm not getting my fucking nose busted in for this movie.
Very few things I'll get my ass whooped for.
And like $4.25 an hour. Like that's how much it costs to go to the movie at that time.
Right.
That's
one
awesome.
thing I did learn though. I remember in the in a meeting, he told us like the idea behind concessions. Like it was just so honest. It was so weird, like to hear it. The idea that we don't make money off the movies. We make money off the concessions because they're here. Right. So we overprice the food. I was like, damn, he's just keeping it real. So like since then, I've tried to avoid engaging in the concessions trap. You know what I mean? When I got educated.
You're like, oh man.
You saw the other side of the Matrix.
You know? Yeah. I was gonna say, you're like, no, that's the machine. Fuck that.
Right. Fuck that, dude.
Which again, I would like to double back and say that makes Cortez's overture even less important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because
if he was trying to steal popcorn, okay. That's now you're cutting into my wages, right?
Right.
I mean, again, he's a hero and also maybe a villain. So again, Spider-Man 3, I guess.
Okay, Sean, that was your first job. What would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
Man, worst job. Oh, you know what I did when I first moved to LA? I was I guess you call it's a canvasser. You might have come. Have you heard that job?
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I have not. What is that job?
It's like nonprofit stuff, right? You're Greenpeace or Save the Kids or whatever.
No. Okay, my bad. So we would pretty much the first company I did it for 2 different companies. You go on Craigslist, you can find this post. It's these posts where they're looking for people to canvas a neighborhood for roofing, or you go to different doors and you say, hey, I'm with Greener, California. We're doing a job in the area. We noticed some shingles missing on your roof. I can send my boss, can come by tomorrow and give you a quote. What time are you in? Pretty much trying to set a meeting up for this roofing company to do either roofs or windows. So if you notice some,
you're an appointment setter.
And we would get chased by dogs. In fact, it was crazy. Like a lot of crazy stuff happened on that job, man. Because a lot of the guys who did it were in a halfway house. They were fresh out of jail. I had got my college degree. So when they found out, we were in a van one day, because you take a van to a neighborhood and they just kind of let us out and on different streets, and then we kind of meet back in the middle, sort of. And when they found out I went to Florida State, they were like, you went to school? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, we all just got out of jail. What are you doing here? I was like, I just needed money, man. Like, whatever. And they were all shocked.
What do you think I'm doing here? You're like, I love riding in vans. I love.
Dude, they felt really appreciative about their job at that point. They're like, yo, it's college motherfuckers coming after this job.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, did you tell them you were also a comic or because I feel like that's another.
At every job I've ever had, I've always avoided that. Like I hate telling people that shit.
Same.
Yeah, I won't. But I feel like that might help explain it. I mean, not that I would ever volunteer that information, but like you're like, oh, you're a college person, you have a college degree, you're in this job. Like, yeah, but don't forget, like, you know, I'm the scum of the earth. Like,
yeah.
I'm like one of the weirdest types of people there are. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm the same though. I never tell anyone. I tell people I have no hobbies.
Right.
What do you do? You're not at work. I'm like, I just wait to come back to work. That's all I do.
Oh my gosh.
My eyes close and I stand in the doorway of I open the door to my apartment, I close it, my eyes close, and then 18 hours later I wake up and it's time to go back to work.
Time to go back to work. That's it.
Oh, dude. The worst is if they do find out and they look at your stuff and then I don't know if they want to thank you or what, like, or, you know, I saw your stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty good. I'm like, I don't care, man. I don't care what way. You know, thank you though. If you like it, thanks, man. But you're just like, you know,
sure.
or
but you're not coming to it. Like that person's not coming to a comedy show,
right?
Like,
right. They just want to judge how good you are. I'm like, dude, worst case scenario, I'll just stay here and work with you, bro.
Yeah.
That's the worst I can do is the same life you got right now. So I just keep plugging. You know what I
mean? So like average day, you say you drive in the van, you get out. Do you go to multiple locations per day, or
we would usually get kicked out of certain areas. They kick you out real quick, like Glendale. Like they'll call the police and they'll hassle us up out of there. But usually, we'll do like maybe 4 hours and then head back to the main office. So they would map out a different area they hadn't hit for a while, and we would drive there. One time, a guy got in a fight with a homeowner. He was my partner, and you would do one side of the street and I do the other side. So I was kind of ahead of him because anytime somebody says they're a renter or if they weren't home, obviously you just move on. So I was a little further ahead, and he got in a fight with a homeowner because the homeowner thought that we were trying to sneak into his house. Like he knocked on the door, and the guy's son must have slammed the door behind him or something when the guy came out. So he thought that I went in or that that we set up some type of thing. So he pushed Jeremiah like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" And Jeremiah was like, "No, what are you talking about?" And he starts hitting on him, and Jeremiah beat him up and runs away. He's like, "We got to get out of here, man. We got to get out of here." I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, I beat that guy up. I want to beat him up, but he, and then when he pieced it together, because it happened so fast, he told us in the van it must have been that. It must have been that he thought that we were trying to sneak in or something. We never really got the information because we didn't wait for the police.
So you're saying that maybe he saw you, the same guy saw you pass by, and he thinks that like you're working. There's some kind of
exactly because he said the guy heard his door slam like boom behind him. He comes out to meet Jeremiah at the fence or whatever, or to meet him as he's coming to his door.
You thought someone was like he thought someone was like sneaking behind his back.
Yeah, that we did some type of thing because he didn't see me. I guess the dude probably was watching us come up the block. And then he goes, when he just saw Jeremiah and then heard his door slam, like somebody ran in his house, he panicked. So then
that's when he immediately grabs Jeremiah.
He grabs him and starts fighting him. Because that's what because he goes, "What the fuck?" And Jeremiah at first didn't know why that happened.
Right.
Oh, he probably thought we were doing some. People are usually very suspicious of us. They think that we might steal something off there.
Well, what I think is funny about that job too is it's like you always kind of have to risk showing up, like you were saying, like, "Oh, I noticed like your roof kind of looks like shit, so maybe you want like." It's always kind of so it's like funny that this guy would grab Jeremiah and be like, "What are you doing here? You're trying to steal from me?" And he's just like, No, your windows suck." And he's like, "What?" Like it's just it's still a shitty thing that he's got to respond with. He's like, "No, your house just looks like shit. I didn't mean it. I would never rob this place."
I would never rob this place. This place looks like shit.
Oh my gosh. Once a dog chased me too, man. A Rottweiler, it was jumping up on the door. It was like a mesh door. And it swung open, and I don't think he even knew. Like there was like a quick pause, like where he was like, "Should I bite your ass?"
Like the dog.
Yeah, the dog was like, he was like, "Rah, rah, 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 rah." And I was like, "Man, I need one today. I don't even give a fuck. I'll just knock, and hopefully they'll just move the dog out because they were clearly home." And so like I'm like, "Excuse me, hey." And the dog like jumped on and the door swung open. He was like, "Arr," And I was like, what? And then he started chasing me. I ran. He chased me. He ran me off the block. I've never seen a dog run nobody. Usually once you get past the lawn, the dog stops.
the yard.
He ran me off the block. All the way, like the Burger King. I was like, damn. That job sucked.
What was the pay like?
Oh my God.
Was it
must have
per
been like
appointment?
No. They paid by the hour. That's why I really liked it, because a lot of those, like when you're selling stuff, like when you're the actual salesman, that's when they do it by commission, I think. But us, it was like maybe like what I think it must have been 8 something an hour or whatever California minimum wage was. It was super minimum wage. I think it was like 8 something.
Yeah. Every minimum wage feels pretty super minimum wage.
Right.
It really fucking feels like here we are.
You're like, God damn, that is the minimum.
Right.
So how did you find it on Craigslist? Or did you like how did you stumble into it?
That was a Craigslist post, man. I bet I could find them, like, because I found the Greener, California, and another one. They were real easy. Like, as soon as I left one, I found the other one. Like, they were just really, and you start the next day type of thing. I think I can find them right now. I bet they still do.
No, we pass up canvassing positions that are like that all the time. They're just like, oh, we have, knock on doors, flyers, whatever it is. Because we tend to know what specific kind of chaos they are. So, and there's no pictures of dudes in shorts in them. Did they make you wear a uniform, or were you just like?
They gave us a shirt. They gave us like neon shirts. So that people would be a little less intimidated, like
it is true. If you wear like workwear, like a vest, or something that looks like they're like right around the corner is a cone, and you know why, then people trust you a little bit for sure.
Yeah,
exactly.
It is weird. It is weird that they haven't designed a uniform that make people like you, though. Like it's just like you go from being like they're afraid of you to like they just hate you. Like it's just
oh my gosh. I don't know. I mean, I'd imagine it'd be something like what Mr. Rogers would wear, because I like that. Like something like that would make people like you.
Yeah.
The cardigan, you gotta trust that guy.
Yeah. Nice, like what's the word? Like a jade green cardigan,
Yeah.
And just some pleated khakis.
For sure.
Maybe.
Like Doug. Is that what Doug was wearing?
You look like Doug. You show him like Doug.
He had a sweater vest, but yeah.
Dude, I would. People used to call me Doug because of my nose. Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like in high school, I had a big nose, so like they would go. Dude,
fucking loved Doug. I love Doug, and good.
I was gonna say that sounds brutal, but also to your point, Chase, I loved Doug.
Yeah,
I loved Doug.
Doug was such a good
Doug,
show.
But here's the thing, he's for sure the most boring Nicktoon.
As a person.
Like as a person, as plot devices even go, the Rugrats, they're going to space sometimes,
Yeah. I feel like even Doug's alter egos were kind of whack. Like they were Quail Man. He had like the Indiana Jones type of guy that he would be sometimes.
Yeah.
And then he would have like a James Bond, right? Those are like his his three.
Yeah.
Do you
guys
also
really liked a band that was called the Beats, that were kind of like the Beatles or whatever? The Beatles love or the Beats love every jam that they produce.
I need more allowance, yodelay.
Yeah.
Why? Because I do.
Correct.
Incredible.
You were just like, man, this guy, that's the fucking truth right there. Because I do. Do you guys think that, like, sometimes I think, and maybe because I was watching Hey Arnold last night, but sometimes I think that Hey Arnold was like this weird spiritual successor to Doug. Like, like he just felt like Doug, but he was dealing with some people who had some real fucking problems, like some weird shit. Right. He was like this kind soul that was way more mature for his age.
Lived in the city, I feel like.
Arnold
lived in the city, and he ran into more people, like weird train conductors and stuff.
Yeah.
Doug was just suburban kid.
I think with both of those shows, now that you guys broke them down, I'm like, damn, why did I like that show? I think they both had a mood. They both had like a vibe to them.
Yeah.
I love
relaxing.
Doug. Like, and yeah, and the like the what was it, like the lip, the like
yeah.
love that sound.
Vibe. Exactly.
Yeah.
And the art was nice. Anyway.
Yeah, it was real soft. The art was real soft.
Yeah, real soft. A good show, but again, the most boring one. So, how long at this? Now we'll get back on jobs. How long were you at the first canvasser? You said you switched, and why did you switch canvasser things?
Man, I got fired. Okay, because I was lying on my leads. Like I was getting,
nice.
They were all wrong numbers, and like it was getting too obvious. So they said, "Look, man, you haven't had a lead in a while, like because they have to lead to an appointment. So if you don't have at least something that leads to an appointment in at least a week, then they gotta piece.
So you got like a week.
So then I did that. The other one for a couple months. I had a little more.
Well, hold on a second. How long were you able to stretch out the lie? 2 weeks?
The lies. It might have been. Yeah, it might have been actually 2 or 3 weeks because I would get one, but then I was like so used to the bullshitting that I got. That I probably did it well for like a couple weeks where they were like, all right, maybe these are just. And I had like a couple homies give me their numbers and they bullshitted like, oh, he was great, but I just set the appointment for. You know what I mean? Like a couple.
Yeah.
So that would buy me. That bought me more time. So maybe a couple weeks where I was really just tapped out of the job, but I just kind of was coasted.
Did you know if anybody else was doing that, or was that your own creation? You're just like, I'm just gonna.
I was the only. Yeah. The other guys for sure did. Anytime we would partner up, because you could tell if your partner was getting leads or if they were having conversation. Right. So if we just burned a couple blocks and didn't get anything, we'd be like, man, F this. And we would just start writing names together, going through our own cell phones and ask,
Gertrude.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then and then we take a nap because they had to take a certain amount of time for you to get back to the van. Otherwise they know, So we take a nap under a tree. You find different little cubby holes where you can pee. It's pretty cool, man. Like, It prepared me for homeless life. I've never been homeless, but like that homeless, I've lived out of my car for a little bit, but like being homeless, I'd be prepared because I know little things.
Yeah. The pee cubby holes.
Yeah. If I needed to shit, I'd never shit outside, but if I had to, I would know where, how to do it.
Yeah.
So when you got fired and then you immediately went to the other place because you were like,
I must have had that job in like 3 days, like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
No resume. I've never been good with the resume type jobs.
Well, I mean, and that job's not a resume job. They're like, you warm body, talk people, and they're and then off you go.
Exactly.
Was everybody? I mean, the second one, was everybody you worked with also just out of prison and also surprised?
That seemed to be a theme. That was like a theme for both jobs. That job, it didn't come up as awkwardly. I just kind of every time I would ask somebody their story, they would like when you're canvassing, you're just like, yeah, man, what's up with you?
What's your deal?
Like, I got out. Probably all of them. They started when they got out. And how clean they were and all that shit. So
were there people who were good at it that you worked with?
Yeah. You know what? Dobie was good. He was the driver. But I think Dobie didn't understand. A lot of it had to do with he's a white guy, so it just, especially in certain neighborhoods, it just worked better. Like, cause he would be like, you know what you guys' problem is? Stop taking no for an answer.
Yeah.
We were like, Dobie, it don't work like that. So one time, actually, Wasan got this kid that worked there named Wasan. He was like he was a former blood, or maybe he's still a blood. I don't know, but he had like the teardrops like tatted up on his face, everything. Like he was sleeved up, everything. And so he was trying to take Dobie's advice, and the dude was like, "I'm not interested." And Wasan was like, but sir, I just gotta, and he was like, I said I'm not interested. And then Wasan comes, because he heard Dobie say 3 times, if you get 3 no's. So he's like, all right, let me wait for this third. The third no was not a no. It was a different N-word. He called him.
Oh
He's
my
like,
fucking God.
if you don't get off my fucking lawn, I'm gonna shoot you. And Hassan says, "Oh shit!" And he comes back to, but he was so mad he wanted to beat the dude's ass, but he couldn't go back to the jail, and also he didn't have his gun, so he couldn't shoot the dude. So he was like, "Fuck, man!" He was just so mad. He was crying. And I was like, yeah, Dobie, that's because of your stupid ass coaching that you gave him.
Yeah.
Dude, today.
Fucking leave it to like an arrogant white guy to give you advice that's don't take the word no. Just like
100%.
Fucking like that is the most
worst advice of all time.
Yeah. That is the Ivy League rapiest advice of all time.
Yeah. Like, you know, he had this 3-ass system, but he was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, there's with sales that you can't help if you have certain advantages or people just
for sure, and especially in a situation that is like, you know, like that is so on their terms, you know, like whoever the homeowner is, like you're on their porch, you're in their fucking, you know, right in front of their kids or whatever. Right. So like it's like the volume gets turned way the fuck up. So like, yeah, no shit, a white guy who smiles a lot and has got like straight teeth and went to Pasadena City College or whatever is gonna be fine. You know,
that is
it's just straight up, it's true, and they would hear about more. And but not just, what was interesting is not just in the white neighborhoods, in any neighborhood, like
of course,
because in Latino neighborhoods and black neighborhoods, it was just a little more interesting to see a white guy, and they
like, hey, what's the guy doing?
Threatened. So,
they'd be like, this guy's on a little adventure. Look at this.
What's he about?
Right. Okay. He's on a little adventure. He's got like a little bindle stick, like with a little sack.
Yeah, they're looking at him like he's the cartoon, The Brave Little Toaster. Look at Feifel Goes West over here.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm happy for him because in comedy, I think it's the same thing. There's some guys with cool, funny voices or just a look that's fun. I don't know, that can bring them in the door. It can't make their jokes better or it can't make them perform better, but it helps, you know.
Sure.
I see guys fight against it or fight against certain natural things. It's like, no, dude, like you got a great voice for comedy. It just has a cadence to it and a rhythm for that, you know, most people have to develop it over years, you know, and some guys just have it.
Yeah, you just sound funny. Like the way that you structure sentences is like indicative of where people should be laughing.
Exactly. You know, and I think like somebody gave me the best comedy advice I ever got was, you know, you found your voice if your friends can do an impression of you. And I don't think I'm all the way there yet. But the more, because all your favorite comics, you can do a Dangerfield, even if it's not good. You can do a Dangerfield. You can do an Ellen.
They have an approach.
Seinfeld, whoever. You know.
Yeah, that's very true.
You know, they all have a cadence specific.
Speaking of things that were good, Ellen's stand-up, man, was so fucking good, and it just sucks.
Oh, she done now?
You know
man, I don't know
she's
who's
alive.
done. Huh?
She's not done. I mean, no, she has the most popular daytime television show in like history or whatever. I mean,
I know they were coming after her for a while,
but like, man, her stand up was so fucking great. Anyway,
I think she'll survive just because she's gonna keep ignoring it. She just keeps not
100%
acknowledging. Like she'll like what it was like a thing where I saw one of those shitty clickbait headlines that was like, oh, Ellen finally breaks her silence about what's going on her show. And then it'll just be like, okay, yeah, the crafty wasn't that good. So we are going to get better food for our staff. It's like, no, the abuse, Ellen. And she just keeps plowing like, no, I'm not going to. And that's how she's going to survive.
She would just talk rough to her employees?
Oh, no, she's a goddamn monster of a person.
Oh, really?
She's a bad, I mean, I'm not saying that like, okay, she's not like Harvey Weinstein at all. Like she's just like, it is, I mean, not even at this point a widely kept industry secret. It's just like a thing that's already come out that like she is just a mean motherfucker.
Oh, wow.
like a no eye contact mean motherfucker. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just sort of like, don't fucking talk to me. I want nothing to fucking do with you. And like everyone's a servant to her. And then, there was also a culture of sexual harassment among her staff that there's no question she must have known about or forgave or whatever. I, to be honest, doubt that she's involved in that. I just think that she's a mean asshole.
I heard something about that way before, like when I was doing Comedy Zone work. a guy who was a headliner at the time for Comedy Zone. I was featuring. He was talking about Ellen when she was still touring and doing like road work and saying she was, she's an asshole. Like he was saying all this stuff, but I was thinking like in my mind, I'm like, she's a female headliner. You know what I mean? Like, of course what is she gonna, like
she's gonna have to push.
It's hard to be. Yeah, she can't be a bro. Like she can't be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, guys might take that the wrong way. I always feel hard for any females in a male-dominated job.
Well, I would say at whatever era that person's describing, and to some degree, whatever she was doing, if she's just being an asshole to people, I would say it's to some degree forgivable. The issue now is that she's just like this massive, fucking like CEO basically. That's just like you suck, you suck, you suck, like knocking big gulps out of people's hands. That's not what she's doing. But like that's the kind of like vibe that she has.
Just making people stand to their door, and the door above it has one of those like little tiny basketball hoops, and she just dunks on you.
Oh my god!
Yeah, stuff like that.
Just self-esteem stuff.
I read the In Living Color book, and I think just that in the 90s or whatever or old TV maybe even before then, people just had like a hazing mentality. Writers' rooms were very volatile, especially in Living Color room. They said like people were just fucking the games that they would do, or they would post people's families on the wall and draw stuff on them. It was like crazy what the book describes, but I'm like, maybe it made great art. I don't know. Like maybe all these old school people who are like so mean and having to temper that now, will it make TV less funny? I don't know. What do you guys?
I think, okay. So like to that point, it was, I think Tina Fey or somebody said, it was somebody who had both worked on SNL and 30 Rock. And they were saying that the SNL writing room was like hell, and it was like it was put in competition with each other. So it was like you were stressed out trying to write the best sketch. But then when they went over to 30 Rock, that it was like completely collaborative and everyone had a good time. And that person, whoever it was, it doesn't matter, but like they were saying, we got the same result. At the end, we felt like it was like, this is awesome. This is an awesome show at the end of the day with both of those means. Yeah. So I definitely think that pressure makes the diamond, so it's like, if you're getting hammered to do better, of course you're going to do better. We've all seen Whiplash, you just like fucking, you just fucking get people are mean to you and then you try harder. Yeah. The Michael Jordan-esque kind of thing. But like, also if you just have people around you pushing you,
right,
that aren't fucking putting pictures of your family up and cutting out the eyes or whatever,
right,
you'll get there.
On your kids. Yeah.
It's like you can still get, that's what I think. I think you can still get there. And of course, because the thing is, it's like, if you're playing fucking basketball with your friends, they're going to push you, but you don't fucking hate them when it's over. You know what I mean? Right. So I think that's what I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm with that. Yeah.
I personally have two feelings about this. Number one, I don't believe that you have to have that much pain to make quote unquote art. And number two, if you do, I do not care. Like, I'm just not going to make great art then,
Right.
Okay, then I'll make 98% then. I will.
Exactly.
If that last 2% comes from, if the last 2% comes from death threats to my family, like I'm fine.
Yeah.
One of those guys became a murderer. Color. Yeah. Really? Yeah. One of the staff writers was a serial killer, or like he killed a couple people or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
Perfect example. Yeah. It's just like, In Living Color is canceled, man. Like, So who gives a shit? But that's just me. Yeah. Sean, well, we always wrap up the podcast with 3 questions. Sure. And question number 1 is related to this bad job, which I think we actually know the answer to. The question that we normally ask is, when were you done and how'd you quit? Well, you got fired because you're making leads up.
I think in the second one.
What about the second one?
The second one, same result. It just, probably held it for like a couple more months.
So question. What's the total length of time for the 2? Do you think?
I'd say about 9 months. My first 9 months.
That's an important.
Yeah.
important thing to point out, because someone pointed out this to me when I was in a real desperate situation a while back, because I was looking for like a sales job, whatever. I was like, I'm not gonna be good at sales, and he was like, well, that's not the point, dude. Like, the point is you run out the clock until you figure out something else to do. And so like that's an important distinction. Like maybe if you are in a position right now where you're considering like a canvassing thing, it's like, okay, well, timeline wise, I got like maybe 3 months per job, right? That I could probably maybe 2 in some cases if you're super bad. Like I'd be super bad. I could probably make it last a month. But like that's an amount of time that you maybe could use to figure out what has to happen. Like the next thing you also have to do, but just a little bit more leverage. Just a thought. Question number 2 is, what's one good thing you took from that very bad job?
I guess learning, I learned the city. I learned, I think I learned how to get around a little better, and and obviously how to talk to people. I think it might have helped with that part of my act. I like to interact when I do shows, so I think just having to dip into whatever charm I use on stage to do that with regular people, it wouldn't work most of the time. But I know it was that initial, like if I could break that initial ice and maybe I could create something. So it was good practice with being personable with people and doing that.
Yeah. And also being new to LA and seeing so much of the city. I mean, there's definitely a benefit to that. I mean, there's people who grew up in SoCal who like never see, fucking Venice or whatever, So, or Torrance or, like literally they just like, oh yeah, I've never ever been there.
Absolutely.
I have, it looks like a lot of the rest of LA, but I've been there,
No, straight up. Like it's a big deal. If you don't have reasons to go to Glendale or Pasadena or whatever, you'll never go until you have to get there. So it's cool to just be in a van and be like, oh, okay, that's how you do that.
Yeah, that's where that is. I mean, it can help just map out where everything is and what you like or don't like about that.
Straight up.
And then question number 3, not related to these bad jobs, is we've had a pandemic. Things have gone sideways a little bit. Dreams have been put asunder, you could say. How's that been going for you? What are your thoughts on how things are going to move forward? Like, what's your sitch? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right. I've been more focusing on things that comedy was destroying, like my body. So low key, but I got like a 6-pack now and shit.
Hell yeah. Oh, nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah, sorry guys, I had to do that.
No, dude. Fucking show it off,
great.
Man.
It's been an hour. If I can't pull my shirt up in an hour, but no, like comedy will throw off your rhythm as far as your eating habits and
sleeping,
chill with homies. Exactly, your sleeping habits,
everything.
So this was a good reset for me in that regard, and I'm trying to build my online content more, like do a little more videos and do more podcasts like this, so that this is the way to reach an audience. To really stand up is, it's one of those things, man. People just come out for a night out. They're not really coming to scout comedy. They're just coming to enjoy it. And then they forget about us a lot of the time. So
yeah.
And the audience that I do have, just engage them more, man. I think I was just posting flyers the whole time. And nobody gives a like that. I follow this guy so I could see where he's always going to be, or is he going to make me continuously laugh, or at least attempt to, or talk to me in some way? Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Kind of good, it's been a good reset.
I mean, 6-packs alone would have been plenty,
I'm telling you, man, I've never had one. This is great.
That's great.
I've been missing out.
What's the thing you did that's different from what you've done before? Aside from having a regular schedule.
Well, yeah, no, honestly, that's good. Like not eating after a certain time,
right?
And being able to watch my calories.
Sure.
I've cut that, and then I go. I have some place I can lift weights and work out at now, so I can do that more in my routine. I can. Just jog, and then I have a schedule that's not blown up on a Monday by like, oh, you got to go to this place or drive this place. You know what I mean?
You're gonna be up till 1 a.m. from
yeah. In your sleep schedule. Yeah, so this has been kind of good for me, man. And this is kind of better. And I got to do the last JFL. I don't think are they gonna do JFL? They didn't do JFL this year, right? Oh, great. So I did the last one.
My guess is the soonest they'll have anything like that is it got to be the following year, like 2022.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah.
I just don't think that 2021.
So I'm like the last new face for like 3 years. Hell yeah.
Well, Sean, speaking of, where can people find you on the internet if you'd like to be found?
For sure. I'm at on IG at Mr. Sean Grant, MRSEAN Grant. And I don't really do Twitter, but I'm there. Sean Grant Words on Twitter and Facebook, whatever. I'll follow back. I love you. And
we'll put that link in the show notes too. So check it out. Click there. Yeah, and you have a podcast as well, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, man. And the Hypothetical Debate Show. We just did the first season, which is 10 episodes. It's got Dwayne Perkins in it from Netflix.
Dwayne Perkins, a friend of the pod.
Oh, hell yeah. Love that guy.
I watched your one with him and TK, also from the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
What I want it to be is a platform for young comics that don't have to burn their material. All the shows that we do, you either have to burn your material or it's making fun of you or putting you in a weird position.
Yeah.
30 seconds or Christy Teigen gets to tell you you're not funny or
something
like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or who's got jokes where they can cut your mic. They just abuse comedians so much. So this show is just, it doesn't burn your material. And just your chemistry, your natural chemistry can come across, and your natural ability to be funny about a stupid topic. Right. So that's what the show is. It's just guys arguing hypothetical topics like we do in green rooms. Yeah, man.
And we'll put a link to that podcast in the show notes as well, so you guys can check that out.
For sure, the Hypothetical Debate Show. For sure.
Sweet, dude. Well, Sean, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a
thank
pleasure.
you, Nick, Chase. This has been great, man. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck this place.
Fuck this place. Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
If you had a great time listening, leave a review. We love it. Special shout out to Child of Phoenix, who left a review that says, great for listening at work, probably great all the time. You're absolutely right. It's great for listening at work because, I mean, really, of all the places to fuck this place, that's the place we're talking about. But you can listen wherever. I'm not going to judge. Thanks again, Child of Phoenix. Okay, bye for now.